All right. Well, thank you so much, eWomen members, for checking out this quick video. I have the privilege of chatting today with Felicia, and you guys are going to have the opportunity to meet her. But I want to kick off our time together today with a question for you. And that is, if you could tell eWomen members and guests one thing from your experience, and one thing you would want them to know, what would it be?
The one thing that I would want you to know is to trust your dream.
Mm,
And more importantly, trust the source that's generating the dream. People get excited. They think, oh my God, I would love that. But immediately the doubt, the hesitation, all of the reasons why it won't work or they shouldn't go forward or put it on hold or now's not the right time, all of that starts kicking up. I mean, that's actually the nature of your dream. The purpose of it is to kick that stuff up,
mm,
because then the invitation is to go deeper in trusting the power of this dream, and more importantly, Rhonda, the source of our dream.
mm.
That dream is not coming from us. It's life seeking a richer, freer, fuller expression by means of us and through us, and it is the way that life grows us into even more magnificent versions of ourselves. So know your dream is here to serve you as you serve others. And so trust your dream and trust the source that's generating the dream in the first place.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like I need to take a minute and journal. You know what I mean? It's because it's powerful, right? So
Yeah.
it's really powerful. So tell us a little bit about you and how long you've been an eWomen member and about your business.
Well, so I was thinking about that. I think I've been an eWomen member now for 4.5 years, and I absolutely love. I adore Sandra. I adore Kim. I have the honor of speaking all over North America, and I love the camaraderie. I love the fact that we are a community dedicated to one another's success. That high tide raises all boats. So it's been a remarkable experience to be a part of this amazing organization. And it's allowed me to really grow my capacity to serve the dreams, the desires of others, helping people understand that there is a system, there is a spiritual system of success, that it's not abstract, it's not conceptual, but that there is a granular, when we understand, number one, how powerful we are, number two, the source of our dream, and number three, that there is a granular applicable, I'm going to make a word up here, apply, applied system, that when we use it intentionally, because we're using it all the time anyway, unintentionally for the most part, and we use it intentionally, we really are able to create the kind of life where several times a day there's a feeling that rises up from our tongues where we say, oh my God, I love my life, realizing it is our highest contribution to the body of humanity. So that's what I'm up
Absolutely.
to.
I love it. I love it. And I think that, given the times, right? Like we have had a couple conversations briefly about, yeah, what would be the best topic for us to bring to the eWomen members in Milwaukee in particular. And I think it is very timely because we just got notice yesterday from the governor that the stay-at-home order now has been extended through the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of business owners that are really frustrated and overwhelmed and just really, yeah, and I guess we could even maybe say a funk.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's challenging. And so I think the message that you want to deliver during our A&E in May is going to be very timely. So tell us a little bit about that and what the people would walk away from during our time together.
Yeah, so the topic is standing firm while your ground is shaking. And so I just had this image. I actually grew up about 30 minutes from Milwaukee in Waukesha. I was there, you can hear it, right? Waukesha. Um,
Uh,
I lived all over the country since then. But if you think of the sensation of walking on ice, right? You walk very carefully. And it's like you really want to make sure that you got your footing before you take the next step. I'm now living in Southern California. I've had a couple of experiences with some tremors, right? And when the ground starts shaking, there's that visceral knee-jerk reaction to just freeze and just try to keep your balance. Right now, the ground of our being is shaking. And the visceral tendency is to want to hunker down and freeze in order to try to survive. What I want to support all of us in really knowing, particularly as business owners, your purpose doesn't stop just because there's a pandemic, right? Our ability to serve doesn't isolate just because we're in shelter in place, because us too in California, it's been extended as well. Our dream does not go into quarantine. And the only way that we can continue to step off and take those bold steps is by intentionally stabilizing the ground on which we stand. Because unless you feel stable, you will not step forward, right? It's the stepping off place. So I want to walk us through a process. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. It's anybody in eWomen. It's an amazing community of already deeply centered women. I want to invite us into that deeper conversation to really look at where are the corners where, yes, you're moving forward, but where are the corners where you may feel like you got to hold steady, and to really help you stabilize that in order to keep taking those bold steps forward, where this could actually be the most generative, productive, creative time, rather than the time to just get through and survive.
Absolutely. And can I just share that, while you were sharing that, and even though obviously we're virtual and we're not able to feed off of each other's energy, I had goosebumps because, right? Like
Yeah.
the dream doesn't go into quarantine. I love that. Like that's the hashtag, right? Like it's so powerful. And I think, you know what, eWomen's role in all of this as a community is to be able to bring people together, to know we're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we had solid footing before, we've got to think about things a little bit differently. And how I said the other day, I said, this is a great opportunity for us to build and enhance the community that we have. And I know that I would not even be taking steps forward in my business if I didn't have that group of supportive, encouraging women. And also, let's be real, the ones that you can say, this sucks, right? And
Absolutely.
I'm in a tough spot, and yet I've got this dream, right? And how do we position our businesses to move forward? And I agree with you 100% over and over and over again that this is truly a great opportunity for us to figure out how we're going to still achieve our dream, even though there have been some roadblocks along the way. I mean, for me, I work with women that are going through divorce, right? Well, right now, a lot of them are feeling stuck. So what have we done?
Yeah.
We've pivoted shortly to say, we're going to give you the tools now to help you get unstuck. So when this is lifted and we can meet in person, or we choose to meet in person, we still can do that, but there's preparation,
Yeah.
right? And I think we could say the same thing for our businesses that are feeling like there's a leg. What's the preparation that can be done moving you forward in the direction of your dream? That you aren't coming out of this feeling like you've been in hibernation and you've been overeating and over drinking and and you're like, who am I and what's going on? Like, I want to come out of this, right? And I know you do too. And this is my desire for our group, is that we all come out of here looking better, feeling
Yeah.
better, more rested, and more ready to kick butt and generate and move toward running $1 million businesses, because we've taken the time to be resilient. We've
Yeah.
invested time into connecting with you and attending the A&E and having, the SBIs. And last night we had a great group chat going on. I think my phone was blowing up. There was like probably a handful of us from eWomen, and it was like funny things, and it was all personal stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like just finding a time to laugh, have a beverage, have a cocktail, and laugh. And
That's
all
it.
of us,
Yeah.
right?
That's
And
it, Rhonda.
so I'm finding myself getting emotional because I I know that you so badly want for people to be able to follow their dreams. And I feel sad that there are a lot of small business owners that are feeling like that their energy is lower and that they're sad. And I'm not saying it that's not legit.
Well, and the thing that I really support people in know is inviting us to know that there's a very real human experience happening right now. This is not about doing a spiritual bypass. It's not about sugarcoating and pretending that there aren't some real human challenges. I know that there are a lot of brick and mortars that are shut down. There are a lot of people who are really having to pivot and do this sort of thing. And so, and at the same time, when you use the word resilience, there's a resilience, and it's an invitation to go deeper into what we know is real and true, and what is it that we have a reliance on. And the thing that I want to help people understand is that if you have the desire, whatever the desire is, you know, for you to really support women that are going through that transition where they're bringing completion to a marriage, and to do that ending well. Then my sense is that you help them do that ending well, Rhonda, where they're able to leave with dignity, and they're able to have the human experience of the sadness of the loss, but really be intact in all areas. My
Yeah.
sense is that that's what you do. So,
Yeah.
so when they leave, they're complete, and now they're free to step forward into what's waiting anew for them. And
Yeah.
that's a remarkable work, because very few people know how to do endings well.
True.
Most people just, you know, I'm done, I'm out of here, that's it. But they bring it all with you. Even if you change your geographical location and you're changing the people around you, you're bringing the
That's right.
pattern with you.
That's right.
So
That's right.
you're helping people,
Yep.
you're helping women do that ending well, so they can step anew. So all of us have dreams. How do I know? We're living, breathing beings, right? Because we're created that way, and we're in an organization that fosters and promotes and cultivates that. So to let yourself have the sadness. Yesterday, I had such a wave of sadness of missing the physical contact. You know, I'm turning 60 on Sunday. I had a big old party planned tomorrow. You know, we'll have to reschedule it, but it's like,
You know.
I was pouting, right? There was a part of me, I was just pouting. It's like, I want my party.
I know, right?
And so to
And I'll
give
cry if
ourselves,
I want to.
yeah, that's it. So to give ourselves permission to do that. So it's holding both of those energies at the same time while staying devoted, loyal,
Yes.
faithful to the life that's seeking expression through us in the form of our dream.
Yeah.
And I think the thing for people to really understand is that it's not you personally having a dream. It's life seeking expression, and you're the conduit
Yeah.
through that expression happens. And being a part of an organization like eWomen, I mean, my gosh, being an entrepreneur can be really lonely. Even me, you know, I've got team members, I have employees, I have W-2 employees. They're not my people to like hang out and get support and, you know, pout
Yeah.
about not having my party kind of thing. You know, it's having this kind of organization with fellow business owners where this is not a hobby. This is our life that we're pouring our energy into it, to have this amazing community,
Yeah.
to be able to really come and connect and get support and inspire and just love on one another.
Yeah. I mean, I could not agree more. You know, I agree. And it's been one of the best decisions I've made, you know, professionally and personally. You know, I joined 2.5 years ago, and I mean, you know, the Milwaukee chapter now has grown like crazy,
I know.
and it's been, you know, I don't know, I was one of the first 20 or something like that, you know. But it's been fun to see, and I think, you know, this topic is timely. I think you're spot on as far as having a good pulse of, you know, what's going on out there, and we can acknowledge the human side while also driving forward, you know, to our dreams. And I look forward to every single person who's on our, you know, A&E Connect in May, just really walking away from our time together, not only with some practical things, which I think are super valuable, but the inspiration to say, listen, you know, I'm part of a great organization. I feel inspired. I'm going to get off this call and go get some stuff done.
Yeah, my
And of
ground is
course, you know,
solid. these are the action steps I'm
That's
taking.
right. Like, and knowing that, hey, now they have a new friend, in California that's loving on them from a distance that can also support and encourage and help and, all kinds of things. So I am so grateful that I'm in this role that gives me a sneak peek behind that we can share with
Behind the
other people. That's
curtain.
right, behind the curtain, right? That we can share with our members. I know they're going to be blessed with our time together in May. And I just want to thank you for taking a couple minutes and just giving us a preview so we can get to know you before we get to meet you again.
Oh, thank you, Rhonda. I am so looking forward to hanging out with you. I was really disappointed again. I was pouting that I didn't
I
get
know.
to come in person, but really delighted, just thrilled that we get to do it this way.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here's the question. I want to leave everybody with a question to think about before you come. If you, let's say 6 months from now, and we're having a conversation and you're sharing about the past 6 months, and it's like, oh my God, that is mind-blowing what happened this past 6 months. What's the conversation you would love to be having? Because here's the deal. You're going to be having a conversation. If we're all breathing 6 months from now, we're going to be having a conversation and you're imagining something. You can't turn that faculty off. So let's intentionally harness it and put it in service to an image of what you would love 6 months from now. So what would you love to create for yourself 6 months from now?
I love it. So November, really?
Yes.
Look at November, right? Like, what do you want happening in November for your business?
Yes, we're bringing 2020 into a close. Like,
So
wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
This is so timely, so timely. And I think, yeah, we have the opportunity to really be positioned in a good spot coming out of this in a lot of different ways. So I thank you for that. Great question. We'll post some of the talking points, hashtags, and then that question in the Facebook announcement as well. So thank you so much
Perfect.
for your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Rhonda. All right. I look forward to seeing you all on May 9th. Take care.
Take care.